What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode with your girl, Show Nicole of On the Brooklyn Tip. Today's episode is going to be kind of short and sweet because I got a lot going on today, and I kind of want to have time to say what I want to say, and at the same time be on time for what I have to do. I'm sorry, my daughter's stuff is so loud. I'm back. So I just wanted to have time to get on and just talk to you guys on some real cool, laid back kind of vibe, right? So what brought me to my episode or conversation today? So lately I've been looking at a lot of little clips and stuff of that game show, Pop the Balloon or Find Love or something like that. And I've noticed a lot of times the ladies come on there and the men come on there, and both sides could be a little shady to each other, and they pop their balloons or for the most silliest stuff. Oh, your pants is too tight. Oh, I don't like your eyeballs. Oh, one shoulder look lower than other. I don't think nobody said it, but just you get the gist of it. But then I also notice at times, I've noticed even more so now than before, that there are a lot of Christians and believers on this show, or they're using dating apps in general. And so my thing is, why are we as believers, and this is for men and women, this video is not targeted at one gender, this is for both men and women. Why are we as believers on these game shows looking for love? Do we not trust God enough for him to send us our helpmate? I don't understand why. What is this about? How can we go out there into the world and look for someone that's supposed to be the head of the household, that's supposed to lead us? You're not going to find that out in the world. That's number one. Because out in the world, in the streets don't love nobody. You understand? So why are the Christian women and the Christian men looking for love outside of God? Please explain this to me, okay? If you are naming the name of Christ, right, and your stance is Christ, you are living a life that pleases Christ. You are making sure that your body, that your life aligns with the word of God. So that means you're doing everything that you know to do that's going to bring God glory and that's going to please him. So when it comes to dating and relationships, if we can trust God enough to provide for us, if we can trust God enough to pay our bills, to send us a blessing, to open up a door that we may need open, to send miracles, if we can, to be a healer, a restorer, a redeemer, a deliverer, if we can believe God for all of these things, why when it comes to the matters of the heart and love and relationships, we feel we got to step outside of God and do our own pickings? First of all, the word of God says, how can two walk together unless they agree? That's number one. Okay? That's number one. If we represent the kingdom of light, the kingdom of God, there is no reason why we are going to the kingdom of darkness. We're going to the world to look for someone to love us. You're not going to find it. First of all, the relationship is not going to work, because your stance and your beliefs are one way and that person's standards and beliefs are another way. It's not going to work. At some point in a relationship, there's going to be a clash. Okay? Either you're going to pull him into your world, or you're going to pull her into your world, or they are going to pull you into their world. And 9 times out of 10, we as believers, as Christians, we get caught up and we end up getting pulled into their world. And that's not how it's supposed to be. It's not. And I'm speaking for myself, because I was one of those types, even long before I decided to get serious with the things of God and get saved. But when I was out there in the world, I was doing the same thing. Like, I was looking for men that was in the world, but my thing was, I didn't like nice guys. And let me say this, because there's nothing wrong with a nice guy, but let me explain, because I don't want, y'all be doing too much sometimes with the comments. So let me explain before y'all try to come at my head. What I mean by nice guys, I did not like guys that were yes men. Every time I asked, yes, sweetheart, or yes, queen, yes. No, I don't want that. And even now, I don't want that. And the reason why I say that is because I get it that you're trying to make me happy, but your happiness matters as well. You understand? And I don't want you to feel like in order to keep me, you have to say yes to everything I want. No. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no and stand on it. So that's what I meant by nice guy. Have a backbone. Be solid. Let your yes be yes and your no's be no's. You understand? Say what you mean and mean what you say. And so I didn't like guys that did not fall into that category. When I was in high school, I often went after the bad boys, the roughnecks, the gangsters, the drug dealers. I believe some of them were murderers too. I don't know. I don't know. But I kind of feel like they got a couple of bodies under their belt. But I don't know. I'm not a witness to it, so out of sight, out of mind. And a lot of times, I went after those type of guys because I felt like the lifestyle was much more exciting than being with a straight-laced dude that was kind of, that was chill, that wasn't into all of that gang banging and drama and rah-rah and all that. So my attention, I thought, and what influenced my way of thinking when I was in high school was oftentimes the type of books that I was reading. So high school, I was reading all of the urban books. And at the time, my favorite author at that time, everybody know her, Waida Clark. That whole Thug series, Thugs and the Women Who Love Them. Every thug needs a lady. Thug Matrimony. Thug Loving. Justify My Thug. Honor Thy Thug. You see, I can name all her books, right? Like, I was heavily into her books. And the way that she would tell these stories, it was like, I felt like it was my life. Because I'm like, why is she in my business? Why is she in my life like this? Y'all, she told these stories and glamorized this lifestyle so much that that's what I looked for. I got a lash. Sorry, I got a lash in my eye. Ooh, hold on, y'all. This thing bothering me. I'm back. I don't know, because I had the magnetic lashes on, and you know what the magnetic lashes, you put that liner on, but when it dries and it gets tacky and you take the eyelashes off, if you don't clean that stuff off your eyes good, like when you're blinking and stuff, like pieces of it could, so I think that's what it was. Like, I think I may have missed a spot and had some residue. I don't know. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So Waida Clark glamorizes lifestyle so much that my little impressionable mind started feeling like, well, that's what I need to go get if I want to be loved correctly. I need to go get a thug, because in my mind, thug equals provider, protector, lover, friend, God. Like, I was really out here looking for a God-fearing thug. Right, when you say it out loud, like now at this age, at 34, I could laugh about it. I could laugh about it because I have matured and I've grown. My mindset is different. But when I was in, when I was like 17, 18, 19, 20, my 20s and stuff, I was really out here looking for that. And one day I had to sit and I had to think to myself, how can I expect a man to love me and they got nicknames like Killer and Sleaze and all these other... The characteristics is in the name. But when you're lost and when you out there in the world and when you dipping and dabbing in the things of Satan and stuff, you not think like the math don't be mathing when we bound and when we live in a life of sin. It don't make sense to us. Things don't start making sense and clicking until God step in and start dealing with us and start pulling us out of that pit. And then we start having the revelations like, oh my gosh, what the heck was I thinking? And so I say all that to say, like, we have no business dipping and dabbing in the things of darkness, and we supposed to represent light. You understand? And not even, and this is not even just for believers and Christians and stuff, but even for those that may not be saved. If you know that you are looking for a particular type of guy, or you're looking for a particular type of girl, don't settle for less than what you're looking for. If you want a woman, and this is all about, what's that word I'm looking for? I done said it so much I done forgot the word. Preference. Thank you, Lord. This is about preference. So if you know you're looking for a woman that doesn't have kids, or if kids is not a deal breaker for you, but you don't want her to have multiple baby daddies, and that's okay. Some people can't handle that, and that's okay. If you know that that's what you're looking for, you want her to be a certain stature, have a job, successful, mildly successful, or working towards her success, whatever it is that you prefer, don't settle for anything less than what you're looking for. If anything, what you prefer is the bare minimum. That's the standard. That's the set. So you look for what you want and higher. But a lot of times, especially with women, men do it too, but it's very common with women. We know that there are certain things that we as women cannot tolerate. And we settle. And we wonder why we get our little feelings hurt. I was one of them. I've always known that I did not like casual dating for too long. I'm not dating you for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. I'm not doing that. No. Especially at this age. If I date, I'm dating to marry. I'm not trying to be your girlfriend at 55 years old. No. I'm 34 now. I'll be 35 this year. I'm done with that. That's something that I probably would have played around and did in my 20s. I'm not doing that now. So because I know for me and my preference, I'm dating to marry. I want to be married. I'm not going to get with a guy that says, oh, I'm not looking for a relationship. I just want to have fun. Ladies, that's a major flag right there. He's telling you in so many ways, all he wants is just what he's saying, to have fun. And 9 out of 10 times, that fun is, I want to have sex. I want to use you up. I may take you out here and there, but yeah, we going to be hunching a lot. So if you know that what you're looking for is you want to date to possibly end up being in a relationship, you're looking for exclusiveness, then you know that that's not the person that you need to get yourself involved with. But a lot of times we see these guys and their outward appearance is everything we want. The enemy know what we like. Okay, can I say that again? Satan knows what our preferences are. He knows what we desire. He knows what we like. So he will send you something that looks mildly similar to what you like, the outward, and the heart is all jacked up. And he knows us. He studies us. He knows what our weaknesses are. So if you are a woman or a man that is insecure, he will send you a woman or a man that will sweet talk you and charm you and play on your insecurities. And he will use your list against you. So for me, I prefer my chocolate brothers. I like dark skinned guys. Lord knows the darker the berry, this woo. I love, and it's no disrespect to my light skinned brothers. It's no disrespect to my white brothers. You understand? It's no disrespect. I just prefer dark skinned guys. I love it. You understand? So I know this. God knows this. The enemy knows this. So what he would do? He would send the tall, dark-skinned guys that look real good and smell good and know how to sweet talk and can make me laugh because I love to laugh. So humor. And the outward appearance would be what I would be looking, what I want. And I would see the red flags though. Controlling, selfish, abusive, a liar, a cheater, a stalker, crazy. And I would settle all because I'm looking at what I see, what's on the outside, and I'm ignoring all of the red flags. I'm painting them. The Lord is saying, no, Shoshana, no, that man crazy. He crazy, girl, run. And the red flag would be red flagging. And I would take my little paintbrush and change it to the color that I want, all because I want what I wanted. Or because of the fact to say that I have somebody. Stop, ladies and men, stop doing it. Stop it. Because soon as the relationship goes left, we sitting there with a broken heart and we mad at everybody. We mad at them, they mama, they cat, they dog, the children. We mad at the Lord because Lord, you knew I wanted this man and why couldn't you make this work? Or Lord, you knew I wanted this woman and why you couldn't make... Because that's not who he has for you. The Lord knows who we're supposed to be with. You know what I mean? So, because he knows that, he's not going to send you anybody outside of his will. You feel me? What we need to do as believers is trust. And like I said in the beginning of the video, if we can trust God for everything else, we got to also be able to trust him when it comes to love, when it comes to relationships. If you desire to be married, talk to the Lord about it. Like, Lord, I desire to be married. And let God work on you and deal with you and clean you up so that when these when these raggedies come, you already know, oh no, you're not what I want. I could spot you from a mile away. You're an abuser, you're a womanizer, you're a liar, you're a cheat, you're a thief. You know, you might be batting for both teams. Whatever it is, you will spot it, you will see it, and you won't even give that person the time of day. Light and darkness are not supposed to mix. You understand? When you think of light, what does light do when it hits darkness? It lights up that area. It shines a light on that area. That's the only thing we're supposed to do is bring the word of God. We are supposed to be the light. Well, Jesus is the light of the world. We're supposed to represent that light. You understand? When we're walking in these dark areas and stuff, his glory should be lighting up. It should be illuminating those dark areas. He did not call us and tell us to go into them dark places and pull and go get you a boyfriend. Go get you a girlfriend. Go mess around. No. And that's why, and a lot of times I hear among men, if you want you a freaky woman, go to the church. How do you think we ended up getting that false rep? I mean, hello. Like, do you hear the, like, y'all see how they view us? We gotta change the dynamic here. We gotta change it up. There's no reason why we going into the world for our help. What can it? A thief cannot help you. Cannot be the head of the household. They can't. Whether it's a man or a woman, a thief cannot be a head of the household. They going. Hello, you going to trust a thief in your home? I have never seen so many stories and things in the news where the women are getting these guys and they killing the kids, abusing them, raping them, just plain out nasty. And we gotta start. Look. Start vetting and paying attention to these people that y'all come in contact with. Because if you use your discernment, you will know if they right for you or not. One thing about the Lord, he don't play about his kids. And he's not going to allow his kids to be out here looking like dummies. He's going to tell you the truth about this person. Do not get yourself connected with that person. It ain't it. Let me tell y'all a story. And I'm gonna end it there. So 2018-ish into 2019, I reconnected with somebody from my childhood. So my friend, with any of my friends watch this video, they'll know exactly who I'm talking about when I tell this story. And it is what it is. It's my story to tell. I reconnected with somebody from my childhood. Now, when we was kids, I could not stand this. I couldn't stand him. When I say I didn't like him, like, I would think of ways to try to beat him up. Like, I really did not like. You talk about if looks could kill, yeah. If my looks could kill, he would have been gone a long time ago. That's how much I did not like him. So anyway, we lost contact. I ended up going to another church, and years went by. And we ended up reconnecting, like I said, 2018-ish, 2019 for sure. We was in contact. And I remember he hit me up. He was like, "Don't I know you?" And I was like, I knew who he was. And I was like, "Yeah, nah, you don't know me. I don't know you, bro. Like, you gotta be confused with somebody else." And so I thought that was going to be the end of that. And then some months went by. He came, spent the block, came back around, and we started talking. And so I was, at that time, I thought I was a lady pimp. Ladies is pimps too. I was brushing my shoulders, so I thought I had game, y'all. And don't get me wrong, I had game. I thought my game was tight. It wasn't. I was not prepared for what was getting ready to happen. Within those, I want to say a year, 2 years, I was not prepared. So we started talking and different things like that. He was like, "Yo, come chill with me, come to my house." And I would always find an excuse and a reason why I couldn't go. So, "Oh no, I got my daughter, I'm busy, I gotta work, I'm in school," different little things like that. I would never go and hang out with him. So one day I finally said yes. Let me tell you how the Lord works. Boy. So even though I was ducking him, right, I kept feeling in my spirit. And again, at this time and point in my life, I was not in church. I knew who the Lord was, but I wasn't in church. I wasn't taking him seriously. Church was the furthest thing on my mind, y'all. So, but I knew God was dealing with me. It was like I kept feeling like certain things. I just kept feeling that tug. And I was fighting. I was literally fighting God. Kicking and screaming is how I came. Kicking and screaming. And then I had to realize my arms is too short to box with God. This is a fight I'm not going to win. So I finally said yes, I would go hang out with him. So the day I was supposed to hang out with him, I told him, my little routine, and I would hit him up when I was on my way. So I dropped my daughter off to school, and I had to take care of some business, and I was going, drop my bags off and then swing over there to him. And so as I'm preparing to go hang out with him, y'all, my stomach started bubbling like crazy. I'm talking about the only bubble guts, green apple splatters, all of that. Now, I don't know, for those that saw War Room, it was written and directed by the brothers that did the movie The Forge, which is a really good movie, and I suggest that movie to all men. Y'all need to see that movie. It's really, really good. But anyway, the directors that and writers that wrote The Forge also wrote War Room. So if you saw War Room, you know that scene in the movie where the husband was getting ready to cheat on the wife, but the wife was crying out to God and praying, like, Lord, get him, he's doing something he ain't supposed to do. And he thought he was going to go have himself a little happy ending, and the Lord hit him with the bubble guts. Yeah, that was me. Bubble guts galore. And so I wrote him back and I was like, yo, I don't think I can make it. Like, my stomach is messed up. And so he got all pissed off. It was going off. That should have been an indication right there. You don't need to leave. You don't need to intertwine yourself with this guy. But me being me, I ain't listen. I was very hard-headed. I was that type that had to go through stuff to finally learn the lesson. So he was all pissed off and stuff. So a couple of days later, he hit me up and he was like, I don't know who you think I am, but you're not going to be playing me like you play your other little dudes and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And so I was talking to this other guy. and things, it was good. And then when I started dealing with the guy that I reconnected with from my childhood, that's when things with the other guy was like kind of going downhill. It is what it is. So I hung out with the guy from my childhood. And I just knew, again, I thought my game was tight, y'all. I just knew I wasn't going to get caught up. I was very, very much cocky. I'm too smooth to get caught up. I'm too smooth to get trapped. I know what I'm doing. I ain't know nothing. I ain't had a clue. Can I tell you, from that point up until when God snatched me out of that situation, it was bad. When I say this man played on my emotions, around that time, this is when the pandemic happened. So for a lot of people, mental illness skyrocketed during the height of COVID. And I was one of those people that ended up getting diagnosed with PTSD, which is a trauma post-traumatic stress disorder. And anxiety is linked to PTSD. So I got diagnosed with PTSD, and I got diagnosed with bipolar 2, which, come to find out, I may have been misdiagnosed. So stay tuned for that. That's another story. But anyway, that's what I was diagnosed with. I had a suicide attempt around that time, and that's what led to the diagnosis. So him knowing this was a master manipulator and narcissist. And I know a lot of ladies, that is the term that we throw around, especially, with us women. We love to say somebody's a narc. No, this is for real, for real. That's what he is. And a master manipulator. And he used to say, and the crazy thing was, we would talk a lot. So one thing I would say is I never had an issue when it came down to communicating with him, as far as him like telling me what it is. It's just how he would tell me. And he had a way with words that when he spoke, it would sound so smooth that what he was saying would go right over my head. So he told me how he studied how to talk to women, how to run game on them. Right? Went right over my head. So he was very emotionally abusive and very verbally abusive. So he couldn't get his way. The way he would I don't know how I didn't punch this man in his face a couple of times. I don't know. And so it got to the point where being with him, I just became like so severely depressed. And it was affecting me in ways like it was affecting how I felt about myself, how I saw myself. There was times he would call and just start spazzing out for no reason. I'm like, bro. And my daughter would hear this. So my daughter does not like him. And to this day, if you mention that man's name around her, she will flip. Like I feel like if Amaris was an adult, it would be on sight between her and she does not like him. And she said it. And she told him, she's like, I do not like you. And I don't like how you treat my mother. He was like, no, I love your mother. She was like, you don't love my mother. You don't even love yourself. My daughter was 7 years old at the time when she told him this. I was like, oh. So the moment my daughter tells me she don't like somebody that I'm dating, that's it. It's a wrap. So when she said that, it's like, I don't know how I'm going to get out of the situation, though. I'm trapped up in the situation. I don't see an exit plan. I need help. I remember I prayed to the Lord. I was like, Lord, I don't like how he makes me feel. And I don't know how to get out of this situation. Now, the way the Lord opened up the way of escape was painful for me. Painful. And for a while, I was angry because I asked the Lord for a way of escape, but I didn't think it was going to happen like that. And so I was mad at the Lord because I was like, why would you allow this to happen to me? And once I came out of my feelings and he brought it back, like, but I warned you to leave him alone. Like, you've been warned. Your mother warned you. I directly warned you. You were seeing the writings on the wall and you ignored how can you be upset with me? And so things ended my 31st birthday, 2021. My daughter got hit with COVID, and then by me caring for her, I ended up getting COVID from her. So the day that I was supposed to celebrate my birthday, it didn't happen. So I ended up celebrating it, I think, 2 weeks after. I celebrated it like towards the end of September. So I enjoyed my birthday for the most part. Friends came out, they celebrated me. One of my friends, when I had COVID and I was like locked down, I call her baby girl. She knows who she is. She ordered me because she know I like red velvet cake. She ordered me a cake and had it sent to my house. Then my other friend, I call her Sista. Everybody know who she is. As a matter of fact, y'all saw her do a couple of episodes when I first started out podcasting. She would be on the episode, so that's Sista. She baked me a cake. And at the time, I was living in the same area, so we was a couple of buildings down from each other. Baked me a cake, brought me the cake. She didn't come in my house, she slid it to the door and kind of was like way down the hallway. It was like, happy birthday, sister. And like, my daughter destroyed that cake. I didn't even really get a crumb. When I was finally able to taste again, I went to go get my cake, boy. Half my cake was gone. Not even half. She destroyed my cake. But shout out to Sister, because that cake was definitely dope. She made me 2 cakes. She made that cake, and then the day that I actually went out to celebrate my birthday, she made me like a Hennessy cake. That's when I was like a really heavy drinker, y'all. And so, my little red velvet cake and the stuff with the Hennessy bottle in the middle. And it was real Hennessy in the bottle. Yeah. couple of days after that is when everything fell out. I was in this group chat talking with him, this other girl who he said was just a friend, and turned out it wasn't a friend, it was his girlfriend. And I was trying to figure out when the heck did she become your girl? It was just a big mess. And it was in that moment I was like, what the heck am I doing? I'm smart, I'm beautiful, I'm creative, I'm talented, I got a lot of potential, I got stuff going for me. Why am I messing with this guy? And so I was like, yeah, I'm done. Don't ever in your life contact me again. That was it. I cried for like a week. Cried for like a week. Heart was just broke. And then it took I don't want to call her a former friend. And that's a story for another time. I don't want to call her a former friend. But someone that I was close to reached out to me and told me to get my stuff together and snap out of it. And I did just that. I got my stuff together and I snapped out of it. I graduated from college with my degree. Around that time, I had to still go to school, do my finals. Heart broke. But I made sure I passed some exams and I graduated. Straight A's. I ended up getting a job. A good job. So I realized at the moment I decided to let go, and it took a while to forgive. I have my moments even now. Like, forgiveness is a everyday process. But the moment that I truly, really let go of what transpired, I took accountability for my part because I was warned. You understand? I was warned. I allowed God to come in and deal with me. Life switched for the better. And so there's no hard feelings. If I see him on the street, I'm not going to stop and, buddy, no. But there won't be no malice from my end. You understand? Because I forgave. I let go. I acknowledged what I did. Acknowledged what he did. And you are now in the hands of the Lord, my guy. That's it. No hard feelings. Wish you the best. I pray you are safe. But that chapter, one thing about me, I don't story hop. So we don't go back to old chapters and try to rewrite them. Nobody, that chapter is finished. May you walk in the peace of the Lord. So I say all of that to say, trust God. If marriage is what you want, trust God enough to know that he will send you somebody that is going to treat you how you deserve to be treated. God is going to send you somebody that you need. God is going to send you somebody that's going to complement your flock. He ain't going to send you no raggedy. Anything that the Lord does, he do it well. See yourself the way God sees you. If God tells you in his word that you are wonderfully made, why are you going to settle for someone that is less than what you are? If the Lord is telling you that you are peculiar people, royal priesthood, why are you going to settle for a peasant? Let that marinate. Think about it. So on this note, I'm going to end it here. I'm going to get myself out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope it brought you some laughs. And I hope it also shed some light and make you guys think on life and dating and relationships. Life is too short to be with someone that doesn't love you and doesn't value or respect you. So, I'm out of here. This concludes my episode, and I will see you another time. Peace. Yeah.